Today's video is going to be about 7 self-care ideas for those bad days. Number 1 is to go for a long walk. Throw a warm jacket on, bring your headphones, and just take a long stroll in your area. I have mentioned this before in my other videos of self-care, and something to add to your daily routine is to always go outside, be with nature, be by yourself while you're going for a walk. Listen to your favorite music or listen to your favorite podcasts and just relax. No one needs something from you. No one wants anything from you. Just think of nothing for once. This helps you clear your mind. I know when I used to have bad days when I worked at the nursing home, I would carry that home until I started walking around that neighborhood, letting it all go and just not paying any mind towards, the negativity of what I dealt with at work. It always helped me get back to my regular self. Number 2 is to create a vision board. I love vision boards. It's something that you can look back on and feel very accomplished. And also it's something that you can look back on and continue still trying to accomplish. It doesn't necessarily have to be right away. It's not a New Year's resolution where you have a year to do it. A vision board is a vision that you see happening within 2 to 3, 5 years. It could be 10 years. This is something where you could turn your bad energy into good. Creating a vision board can help you also get creative with what you want to do with your life. I have made a lot of vision boards. I do have even videos on this. My vision board was like a couple years ago. It was about me paying off my student loan, which I ended up doing, getting a variegated monstera, which I ended up getting. And also another thing is like being more positive, which I'm still working on till this day. So that's all my vision is to see myself more of a positive person. I know you guys always see me on here smiling and stuff, but I do have my down days. I am human, and I always put that on my vision board because I still haven't completed it yet. I know it's normal to have those down days, but I want to be able to turn again that bad energy into something a little bit more positive. I think with creating a vision board or having a vision board can lead you towards the right path for your life. It kind of can be that map for you when you are in a rut one day. You can go back to it and be like, okay, so this is what I'm working for, or this is what I want to do with my life, or this is what I want to accomplish. And also with vision boards, you don't have to create an actual board where you're cutting like magazine pictures out and stuff. A lot of YouTubers do that. For me, I like the minimalist style of it. I used to have a marker board that I would just write what I want to accomplish, and I would put it on the fridge. But now I've gotten really well at knowing what I want to do for the next 2 to 3 years for myself, and I just have it in my notes on my phone. I'll have it written down also in my planner. I have a little planner for YouTube videos and stuff, and on the side I have my little tiny vision board there, so you don't have to go all out with it if you don't want to. I know creating a vision board can be a little bit stressful, which it shouldn't be. Your vision board does not have to look fantastic. It doesn't have to look like everybody else's. It just has to be what you want it to be. Number 3 is to have a mini declutter session. Again, with my channel being a minimalist channel, and with me focusing on decluttering your house and having that clutter-free space back in your home, it can help you feel like you didn't have a bad day. So again, when I was living with my mom, there was times where I would have a really bad day at work, and I was creating that minimalist habit, and I would come home and sit down, empty out all of my makeup, and go through what I don't want anymore. Basically trying to focus my mind on something else rather than me laying in bed and just thinking of all the negativity that happened that day. So decluttering can help you out so much in many ways, not just with the physical things in your house, but with your mind. It can help you clear your mind out. So as you're getting rid of things in your house, you're also helping your mind grow and be prepared for other things. And like I said, it could be a mini declutter session. You don't have to go all out. It could be your makeup collection, your brushes, it could be your hair tools, your skincare items, your fridge. It could be whatever's expired, get rid of, wipe the fridge down, and when you're done, you're gonna feel a lot more relaxed. Number 4 is to indulge in your favorite meal. Now, I know I constantly tell you guys, you know, be careful for what you eat. I'm still on a health journey myself. I love sweets. But when it comes to those bad days that everyone has, it is okay to indulge in, you know, your favorite treat. You can order out, you can pop a frozen pizza in the oven, or just have a bowl of ice cream. You know, don't think about, oh my God, this is gonna mess up my diet. This is going to mess up my workout routine, and I'm already stressed out from this. Don't think about that. Just think about having your favorite meal, because I know if I'm having a bad day, or if it's that time of the month where I'm feeling very negative, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I tell V and I'm like, listen, I just want pizza tonight. I want pizza and a movie and just relax. And surprisingly, the pizza definitely helps me feel better, even though it's a mental thing, but it just makes me feel happy again. It makes me feel like, okay, this is what I like. This is, you know, what life is about. It shouldn't be about negativity constantly, especially when you have a bad day. It's easy for us to bring that negativity home and then get in arguments with, you know, your husband or your wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, whoever you live with, your kids. It's honestly not worth arguing and bringing that negativity or that bad day back home. I think just sitting down with your favorite meal will change that mentality. Just, you know, it won't change it completely, but it will change that day just a little bit. Number 5 is to journal to realize your thoughts. Now, I was doing this for quite some time, especially when I lived at my old apartment. When I first moved in there, I was so uncertain, like what I'm gonna do. Oh my God, I got this big apartment to myself. I had a little journal that I would write down my thoughts in, and then like 2 weeks later, I would go back to those thoughts and I'm like, why was I thinking so negative? Everything's great right now. It makes you feel like, all right, life is not always going to be perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, but you're gonna have your good and bad days. And when you realize that on a piece of paper, on how you were thinking to how you think right now, it makes you feel like, all right, it is what it is. This too shall pass. And if it is a bad like day, for an example, you can write the bad day down and you can throw that out, basically put it in the universe. That bad day is in your hands and just put it in the recycle bin. Done. Like it's completely gone. Or you can write it in your notes and then press delete. I feel like writing always helps, whether you handwrite or you like to do it on the phone. You kind of have to see it to believe it. Number 6 is to do something creative, DIY holiday crafts. It's the holiday season. There's so many different apps where you can look up DIY crafts. YouTube, you can look up how to make a wreath with your kids. And you can also get creative in the kitchen too. You can start practicing some Christmas meals, some treats, some, you know, Christmas cookies. I would say just to get creative, because it can clear your mind. It can make you feel like, you know, that bad day wasn't so bad after all. Look what I made. Oh, look what me and my kids made. And like I said, putting things out in the universe. So with that bad energy, if you make something, it can turn into good energy. So for instance, I went to my boyfriend's sister's house and the kids were coloring, and I'm like, let me color with them. I don't know what else to do. So I was coloring with them, and then I realized, all right, this is so much fun. Why did I forget how relaxing just coloring is? And I think I was coloring like Princess Jasmine or something. And I'm like, I need to get me a coloring book for those days that I feel really low. Just sit down with some music on or some background noise with a show and just color or draw. It helps out so much. And the last thing on this list is to FaceTime a family member. Now, when you live alone, you don't necessarily have to be alone. I lived alone for 3 years, and I would FaceTime everybody. I would FaceTime my 4 sisters. I would FaceTime V. It makes you feel better, even though you're living alone, if you live miles and miles away, like I do now. And I FaceTime them all the time. My niece is old enough to call me and just tell me about her school days and how everything's going. And it makes you feel better. It makes you feel like you're not alone. It makes those tough, lonely, bad days a better day, a better night, I should say. So don't forget that little FaceTime button. If you do not have an iPhone, I'm sure they have apps for Androids and stuff when it comes to just video chat. It makes things a lot easier, especially with nowadays where we can't really visit everybody like we used to. So it's nice that we have this technology to keep in touch and to make us not have those bad days alone. You know, if you have a really bad day at work, it makes you feel like, all right, let me just FaceTime my mom, see how she's doing. It just makes you feel less lonely, and you know that there's people out there that do care about you. They're not, even though they're not with you all the time or you don't talk to them all the time, we are able and we are very lucky to see them live. I think it's the greatest technology ever made, because if it wasn't for FaceTime, I wouldn't be able to see my niece. And it does get you upset when you don't get to see your family members like face to face, like, you know, as you guys are seeing me. So don't forget that little video chat button on your phones and your tablets. They can really help out, especially when you're having those bad days. Anyways, you guys, I really hoped you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.